And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over.
You know, he coming behind his jab, he throwing straight punches, he going to the body, going in up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, man, he good.
In a sport built on debate and legacy, the pound-for-pound #1 spot is always up for grabs. But while fans and media argue endlessly, one of boxing's most feared men has just spoken, and his words carry weight. David the Mexican monster Benavidez has broken his silence on Terence "Bud" Crawford, and this time, it's not a call-out. When Crawford dismantled Canelo Alvarez, he didn't just win, he shattered the undisputed king of the 168-pound division. A man once thought untouchable was outclassed by a smaller fighter moving up 2 weight classes.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great,
yeah,
but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
As an undefeated, multi-time world champion himself, Benavidez knows exactly what it takes to dominate at the top. But what he said about Crawford wasn't just respect, it was reverence. In a sport defined by ego and callouts, Benavidez did the unthinkable. Instead of challenging Crawford, he crowned him. He called Crawford one of the all-time greats, a man who achieved a level of greatness few even get the chance to chase.
Terence Crawford, because he beat. He did something that I didn't think he was gonna do. He went and he beat Canelo. That's 3 weight classes going up. And he made it look pretty easy. So you have to give it to Crawford.
Praise from your most dangerous rival? That's the kind of compliment that silences a room. Benavidez watched Crawford move up in weight, take all the belts, and he saluted him. But what came next revealed why Crawford is truly unstoppable. When asked what impressed him most, Benavidez didn't point to Crawford's speed, skill, or switch-hitting ability. He pointed to something that can't be taught: heart. Benavidez said he was amazed to see Crawford, already comfortably ahead on the.
What impressed me the most was Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused and box, but he also got rugged in there. He started balling with him towards the late rounds. That's something I appreciate in a fighter. He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there and tried to brawl with him in the last round. So that's really what impressed me. His heart more than anything impressed me.
Crawford didn't just want to win, he wanted to dominate. He's got that killer instinct, that dog in him, the mindset of a fighter who refuses to coast to victory.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for. I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody. But I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him a 7 out of a 10.
Oh wow, that high! I thought you were going to say 25.
Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight. So I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a puncher's chance.
And to Benavidez, that's the secret weapon. It's why he believes Crawford might never lose. Yes, he has elite skill, but it's his mentality that separates him. That same mentality, Benavidez says, is exactly what Canelo Alvarez has lost.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. That's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Benavidez's praise for Crawford came with a sharp edge, because he used it to expose Canelo Alvarez. After building Crawford up as an all-time great, Benavidez turned his attention to the man he's been chasing for years and tore him down with brutal honesty. He revealed what he believes was Canelo's fatal flaw: not his power, not his technique, but his ego. According to Benavidez, Canelo didn't just lose the fight, he disrespected it. He accused Canelo of underestimating Crawford, saying the former champion barely threw 10 punches around, arrogantly walking forward, believing his own hype. Benavidez said Canelo thought, "I'll just walk through Crawford, land one good shot, and it'll be over."
I'm not happy that he lost. I kind of felt like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen, because Canelo knows that would have happened.
Benavidez made it clear, in this sport, arrogance is a death sentence. He ended with a chilling warning that'll bite you in the eye. Canelo's ego, the very thing that made him a superstar, became the weapon that destroyed him.
I think Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, oh, yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. He's throwing 10 punches around. Or I think his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just going to walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's going to be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only does he have the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there. He was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight. You know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you. And don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter. You know what I mean? That shit will bite you in the ass.
With Canelo dethroned, all eyes turned to the next big fight. The man with the killer instinct, Terence Crawford, versus the most avoided pressure fighter in boxing, David Benavidez. It was the logical next step, the new king versus the uncrowned king. A battle for the soul of the 168-pound division. Hype exploded immediately. This was the fight to make. But when asked about it, Benavidez stunned everyone. He didn't just turn it down, he dismissed it entirely. He said he had zero interest in fighting Crawford. Then came the shocker. Benavidez announced he's done with 168. Not even a massive payday could lure him back, not for Canelo, and not for Crawford.
Could you still make 168? Is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. No, bro. I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity, though. Yes, I say cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that on 168. You know, the only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo, and I'm just being real with you, you know, and let Crawford do his thing. Let him have his, let him. I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighter that's coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168, you know, and Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever, you know, but Crawford's a man at 168. That's his weight class. I'm done with 168.
In a cold, almost dismissive tone, Benavidez shut down the biggest potential fight in boxing. Let Terence Crawford live, he said. That's his weight class. With that, he turned his back on the division, the fans, and the fight everyone wanted, leaving Crawford alone atop the throne.
How does the Canelo fight look with Benavidez? Who you favor? I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Booba was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68 you fight, or would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo the only one.
But why walk away now? Why leave behind the biggest names and paydays just as he's reaching his peak? That's where the untold story comes in. Benavidez's history with 168 pounds is dark and complicated. He's the only two-time world champion ever stripped of his titles twice without losing a single fight. The first time, after testing positive for cocaine. The second, for missing weight. That division cost him everything: his belts, his momentum, his reputation. The cut to 168 was brutal, and it haunted him. Now, the Mexican monster is done looking back. He's moving up, chasing greatness at 175 and even eyeing cruiserweight. He wants the giants: Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, even Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. A new hunt. A new legacy.
Looking for the opportunity to fight. We've been in talks fighting Zurdo Ramirez for his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, you know. And then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, you know, I sparred him a lot. So I know that's a pay-per-view fight. It was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, you know, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. You know, I definitely want to go up to cruiserweight. You know, I want to be a reigning defending champion at light heavyweight, and then make my way up to cruiserweight. But
he's leaving the 168-pound throne to Crawford, a man he respects deeply but refuses to fight.
I put 5. That's right.
Wow. That's cheating.
I love it.
That is cheating.
That's a heel turn. You the boss.
That
I love
is
it.
heel.
That's a heel turn.
I love it. You got 5.
Why you get 5? Now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wow.
Roy at his peak. Just remember this: if Roy would have retired after the Ruiz fight, he would have replaced Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest fighter of all time. I agree. Right? But he didn't, and the rest of that stuff is in there, right? So I get it. But Roy at his peak, I think, had a higher peak than anyone on this list. I agree. Okay, Manny Pacquiao, we've all said it a million times. I think he is, outside of Sugar Ray Robinson, I have Manny Pacquiao's second greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Floyd Mayweather never lost. And did he cherry pick when and where? Yes. But guys, from 130, 135, he cleaned out 135. He beat the best guy at 130, beat the best guy at 135. Yes, did he pick and choose at 140, 47, and 54? Yeah, but he won all those fights.
That's right.
And he beat a lot of good fighters.
50-0.
And more than that, put Floyd at his best in with anyone through history. You do not know who wins.
And that wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our upcoming uploads. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who's the true pound-for-pound king? Stay tuned, we'll catch you in the next one.